a ceasefire on the surface, but inside Iran, the crackdown is tightening. Executions rising, voices disappearing, and allegations of abuse growing darker by the day. So while the world watches the war outside, what is really unfolding within? Even as a ceasefire holds on the surface inside Iran, a different reality is unfolding, one marked by executions, repression, and allegations of systematic abuse. The Islamic Republic has intensified executions of opponents, with at least 15 individuals publicly executed, while human rights groups warn the true number may be significantly higher, including secret executions and deaths caused by denial of medical care. Exclusive information obtained by the media line indicates that sexual assault and abuse of detained women, particularly young women, has sharply increased in prisons and detention centers. Despite a temporary ceasefire extension, fear of escalation remains widespread. At the same time, repression has intensified, with severe communication restrictions, widespread internet shutdowns, arrests, enforced disappearances, kidnappings, and threats against journalists and dissidents both inside and outside the country. Camellia, a protester recently released from detention, described being violently arrested during a midnight raid by masked, armed men. She said she was sexually harassed, while her partner was severely beaten for objecting.
I was attacked in the interrogation room by several heavily built officers who appeared unstable. I was held for 2 weeks in a 20-square-meter room with 8 other women, including a 16-year-old girl who had been shot in the face with pellet ammunition and received only minimal treatment.
She was eventually released on heavy bail, but now suffers from severe psychological trauma and remains under medical care. In another case, Ahmad Khodaei reportedly attempted suicide after claiming security agents sent him messages alleging they had sexually violated the body of his wife, Saleh Akbari, an operating room technician who was killed during protests in Ardabil. However, authorities denied both the killing of his wife and his suicide attempt, claiming he was a fugitive and accused him of spreading false information. Human rights activists in the region confirm that Saleh Akbari was killed by security forces in her home and that her husband was detained and later released on bail. Repression has extended further. Nobel Peace Prize laureate Narges Mohammadi remains imprisoned without access to proper medical care after suffering a heart attack. She recently spent her 54th birthday in prison without contact with the outside world. Universities, factories, and markets, once centers of protest, have been shut down. Security forces, including the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and Basij units, have been widely deployed across cities, armed and positioned to prevent public gatherings. Arrests have surged, with dozens detained daily on charges ranging from espionage to links with foreign media. Some detainees are reportedly forced into confessions broadcast on state media. Activists claim that more than 100 days after a major crackdown, where thousands were reportedly killed in just 2 days, the full scale of violence continues to emerge. Injured protesters have allegedly been removed from hospitals and left to die. Minorities have also been targeted, including members of the Basij community, with arrests, solitary confinement, and restricted access to legal representation. Iran's war may have paused outside, but inside the state machinery of fear, repression, and silence is accelerating unchecked. As the war between Iran, Israel, and the United States intensifies, Tehran is tightening its internal security grip. Iranian authorities say they have uncovered what they describe as a network of foreign agents operating inside the country. According to Iranian state media, the intelligence ministry announced on March 10th that it had arrested a foreign national accused of espionage on behalf of the United States and Israel. Officials claim the individual was also acting as a proxy for two Gulf countries. The announcement comes as tensions across the Middle East continue to escalate, following the February 28 strikes by the United States and Israel that killed Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and several senior commanders. Iran's intelligence ministry said the arrests were part of a wider counter-espionage operation launched during the ongoing conflict. Authorities claim that dozens of individuals suspected of working with foreign intelligence services have been detained in recent days.
We have arrested a foreign national conducting espionage on behalf of the United States and Israel and acting as a proxy for two Gulf countries.
According to the ministry, at least 30 people described as spies, internal mercenaries, and operational agents connected to the United States and Israel were also taken into custody. Separately, Iran's police chief Ahmadreza Radan told state TV that some 81 people had been detained so far for sharing internal Iranian information with hostile media and enemies. The arrests are unfolding against the backdrop of a rapidly expanding regional conflict. Since the launch of US and Israeli military operations against Iran in late February, the country has faced sustained airstrikes and growing internal pressure. Iranian officials argue that espionage networks often become more active during wartime, gathering intelligence on military installations, infrastructure, and leadership movements. Tehran has long accused Israel's intelligence agency Mossad and Western intelligence services of conducting covert operations inside the country. At the same time, Iranian officials are warning citizens against cooperating with what they call hostile foreign actors. At the outbreak of the protests in the Islamic Republic late last year, the Mossad released a message confirming it was there physically. The message read,
"We are with you, not only from a distance and verbally, we are with you in the field."
Further, last week, the Mossad posted a video on social media in Farsi with the message essentially that the Iranian regime is like a house of cards which is ready to fall. For Tehran, the message appears clear. While the war is being fought in the skies and across regional battlefields, it is also being fought in the shadows of intelligence operations. And in that shadow war, every suspected spy is now a potential target of Iran's expanding security dragnet. For years, they watched. Every camera, every convoy, every movement on a single Tehran street. Then, in broad daylight, the missiles struck. Iran's supreme leader gone in seconds. This was not a sudden strike. It was a hunt decades in the making.